My dear mother-in-law, yesterday there were so many people wanting to see and hear Jesus that we didn't even have time to take a break for food, something which my stomach announced quite loudly. Jesus had been in the house talking for a time when someone pushed through to tell him that his mother and brothers were waiting outside to see him. The whisper was also that they wanted to take him home with them, that they feared that he'd lost his mind, that they wanted to take charge of him. Jesus, I know, is the son of Mary and Joseph, older brother to James, Joseph, Jude, and Simon, and his sisters. Like his father Joseph, Jesus became a carpenter, and a good one. He made furniture, he helped build houses, and was known for his ability to make the yoke for an ox so that it fitted without chafing. Jesus has never married, though. At 30 years old, that makes him something of an oddity in the community. Even his brothers are married, and his younger sister is now betrothed. While I was thinking this, Jesus answered, "Who is my mother? Who are my brothers?" Then he looked at the people sitting around him and said, "Look, here are my mother and my brothers." There was a shocked silence when Jesus said this, then various mutterings. Was Jesus denying his family? How could he, a good Jew, not show the loyalty that the ties of blood demand? What about honour your father and mother? I just couldn't understand him. Maybe Jesus' family was right. Maybe Jesus is mad and I hadn't realised it. That just didn't seem right. If not, what did he mean? Again, Jesus looked at us and said, "Whoever does what God wants is my brother, my sister, my mother." Such a statement made me feel very uncomfortable, but I began to have an inkling of what he was saying. Jesus was not rejecting his family, but redefining what family meant in his new kingdom. I know that Jesus' mother, brothers and sisters don't understand what he's doing. Unlike me, they're not followers and take no part in his ministry. So Jesus' spiritual family includes myself, Andrew, and the other disciples, those who are willing to follow him. Maybe to know that family in Jesus' kingdom can mean so much more than just blood ties might help those who have no family, have been rejected by them, or whose family do not share in their new beliefs. Despite this, I would not like to be Jesus when Mary and the rest actually catch up with him. As I was reflecting on this, I heard some more whispers. Another group was saying that rather than mad, Jesus must be more evil than good, and that he could only heal by calling on the power of Satan to help him. That I know isn't right, but what is the truth? Jesus draws many people to him, encouraged a group of us to follow him and change our way of life. He persuades people to believe in him and the new kingdom God is bringing, a kingdom where power, wealth, and influence will not confirm status, but rather it is those who are weak and serve others who will be given the places of honour. Jesus dares to act like God in forgiving people's sins, in driving away evil spirits and having authority over nature, insults and denounces the religious leaders, spends time with lepers, tax collectors, prostitutes, and other sinners and social outcasts, and he gives status to women and children and shows his anger at injustice. This just isn't the way you go around winning converts and influencing the important people. Then again, no sane person goes around believing that they are God. Either Jesus is deluded, believing himself to be God and acting in a way which shows that he is mad, or he's a liar, a con man who is feeding people false hopes and who tells great stories but empty of meaning, a man who is in league with Satan. And that is something I cannot believe. But if Jesus isn't mad or bad, what is he? Jesus is clearly different. His power and authority mark him out as someone special. And if he isn't mad or bad, that can only mean he's God. And yet I find that hard to accept too. Maybe as I follow Jesus and see what he says and does, it will all become clearer. Having reread this letter, it made me think of how important my family is, or should I say families, both those who follow Jesus and you and Andrew. So expect us all for dinner in a few days' time. Lots of love, Peter.